Hey guys, Colby here. Welcome back to Watch Your Realms. As you can see in the back, there's the artifact material rate I've done 34 fights. This is very quickly since my team beats it in about what 10 seconds with the fast runs that it can do. And 10 seconds time, yeah, you think that's fast? That's really good. You're gonna be farming cold brew. Well, this is where it's a problem for many players. Artifact material rate is low key like the worst place for many players out there, even myself, considering myself. Since I'm not a big spender, this is where energy can really just evaporate in a sense, okay? Because no matter how much energy you think you're gonna throw in there, the results are extremely random. It's like another summoning session, but in this time you're summoning for gear. You're forging the gear. And with this one, about 1,000 energies worth, I got 191 flawless meteorites. 191, not even enough for half a 10 pull. So you need 400 for a 10 pull, right? For the flawless meteorites, I got 385. And honestly, this is where players need to be very careful when they're playing. So let me just show you. Let's do like another 2 runs so I can actually do a 10 pull in the end. But what I want to say out of this video is, depending on your progress in the game, this is the last place where you need to be throwing insane amounts of energy at. It might seem like a cool way to just get upgrades for your heroes. That might be true at the very start, where you're missing mythical artifacts on your characters at the start, right? You're missing mythicals. Sometimes you don't even need the mythicals, to be honest. But after a while, in order to get upgrades, you need thousands upon thousands of runs, not energy, runs. And it gets worse as you decide to progress your account. So you'll need the mythicals, you need copies of the mythicals, and then leveling those up requires a ton of farming this specific one. For which players is this targeting? This is targeting for the big whales, where they basically have already farmed thousands upon thousands of runs on gear rate 3, gear rate 1, and gear rate 2. I would say not that is not a cool way to use up your energy. What you need to be doing right now, if you're looking for the easy upgrade, is do a couple of runs, get some artifacts just to get going on your heroes, and then only do this if you're planning to do like the Oracle trials. That is sometimes where you get some guaranteed rewards. Do a little bit of there, but do not try and attempt to push on the leaderboard, because I'll show you how the leaderboard looks, at least on my group for this time around. And I had a video in the past year where I was pushing for an insane amount. I think I spent about 15,000 energy, and I got somewhere there like 35,000 points on the Oracle trials. And honestly, the rewards that I got back from that were very random, very limited, not what I was looking for. And since I've been playing for 5 months or so, I have a limited amount of results from the artifact material. So this time around we have an Oracle's trial. Let me show you how this looks. Ranking 15, because I'm not really trying here. I got some rewards here. You get shards for the skill crystal. It's not even a complete crystal, so you don't have to go crazy on it. You get shards, which I don't see the value of. Maybe this is different for lower accounts, lower than level 70. But for this one, look at this. This guy has 29,000. This guy has 22,000. That's a solid amount of energy thrown in there. Myself personally, I'm saving up my energy. I believe there's going to be a gear rate 3 enhanced event quite soon. So I'm saving up the energy for that one. And that enhanced event will give you better drops for gear rate 3 in terms of the sets with the lower cost, like we have for gear rate 2 like 2 weeks ago. And they're going to be rotating those, I believe. So it's always good to have those in mind in terms of grinding. So what should you be doing as a newer player? As a newer player, you should be farming gear more than anything, and being very selective with gear as well, because that will allow you to progress your account. And I'm talking very selective. I've covered this many times in many videos on this channel already. And the sole reason for that is it's the true end game. Gear is the true end game. Getting crit damage, attack bonus, crit rate, attack speed might seem easy, but it's not that easy. You need tons of runs to get an ancient piece, which usually guarantees a triple. below usually, and I'm saying usually because I got a couple of these which are absolute trash. You need about 200 to 300 runs on average. You can do 20 runs and get one. You can do 10. You can do one run and get an ancient, right? It's totally random, but the chance is somewhere there, 0.5%, maybe even less. And it doesn't really change gear 19 to 21. So don't need to stress yourself so much to finish those, but it's a nice sense of accomplishment, I guess, for the game to finish those eventually. So artifact material rate, please don't go so crazy on it. That was what I wanted to show. I've been farming this one for quite a while, and what I have to show for it is not that much. As you can see, it's not that much. Comparing it to other areas where I spent energy. I haven't spent as much energy here as I would say, but the way that it works is that you need to have duplicates of. It's so random that I feel like it's just an endless pit of energy. So that's why I wanted to make the video as a sort of warning to players out there who might consider that as an easier way to get upgrades. It really isn't. You gotta push so much energy where it would mean like 15,000 gems. That's a ton of summons. That might be your next time that you want to be summoning and get something cool during a 10x or a 2x. I would say maybe that's more beneficial to an account going for, let's say, a Zillitu, going for, let's say, a Hex, big damage dealing heroes for the guild boss, which is where you get some solid rewards. Not always, but I mean, it's still an everyday kind of thing where you can do it. And eventually, once you get comfortable with that one and you think you reached a wall, that's when you push. When you reach a wall in terms of damage on the boss and how much blood your team does, you think, okay, how do I push this further? Am I needing heroes, specific heroes? Do I need to change up my strategy? Do I need to gear up my heroes with specific sets? That's usually the case. You get a lot more damage out of the Soulbound Arcana set and the other one. I forgot the name now. Drawing a blank with the name. Fearless. What is it? Infernal Roar. Just too early in the morning. So these two sets give you just tremendous amounts of damage. You can slowly work on improving. Like my Zillitu is good, like 100% crit, almost 393, 350 crit damage. But is it the best Zillitu? No. I could use some rage regen on this gear, but that's again pushing it too much. I've got the Wailing Skull at 25. This is a tremendous amount of farming that was needed for this one. It's my only mythic I have at 25. Nobody else has. I've got a Spirit Siphon at 16, another one at 10. I've got a Tidal Ring. I got lots of those, but the one I have only one. And the first video I ever done, I was saying, oh, Tear of the Twilight, is this good? I had no idea how good this was and how rare this is. This is quite rare, and I have it at level 10. Like, if I get another drop, I'm not gonna feed it into this one. I'm gonna use it on a different mage, and that's how endless farming this is. And let's close it off with a 10 forge. A 10 forge. So 400 of these is about 1,000, and maybe more than 1,000 energy, because I had like 700 plus I had some farmed already, plus some from the Void Rift. These are very difficult. You get 8 per run. I think maybe we need an artifact material 21 to give us like a higher rate of drop for these. That would have been nice. So let's see. Out of 400, usually you get like two mythicals. Sometimes you get 0. Sometimes you get 3. Random. It's like summons. Exactly like this one. Look at this. The only good thing that I'm seeing on this one is Spellcaster's Echo. I can actually use that on my Twin Fiend, and that's going to get him to the next round of the Legendaries. The Legendaries are quite nice because they require less of these. The Mithrils are also pretty cool to get, but this one, look at this. 13% out of 12% to 13%. It's not that much, but it requires a significant amount of energy. And you're trying to get upgrades on very minimal things. That's why I'm saying think twice before you go really heavy. So look at this. Spend so much mithril, so much of that to get about 60 attack. Nothing, honestly, and a 1% rage extra, which is exactly that. It's 1% boost, which is, it's basically zero. Basically zero. And yeah, after you get like these ones, like the Keen Wisdom, you get 1 to 25, you get a second one maybe. You're pretty cool with your mages. All right, you can actually use this one on not only the mages, you can use it on everybody later on. I have one on my Dolores and it works very well. Those give you like a solid boost at the start. So keep that in mind. There's some specific ones where you don't need mythicals. There's events that come into the game sometimes that can give you like a mythical for, let's say, your defenders. When I started playing, we had this one. It used to be called the Olag's Wall, and now it's called the Bastion Ring. So these names change, although it remains the same, that sometimes you can actually farm for these and are very beneficial, like increasing the block by 1 on your defenders can be quite huge. So have that in mind. You don't need to get this higher. I mean, I'm not sure on how this changes, but I believe this changes only to the percentage of damage stacking up. So quite a solid thing to have, at least as a start. You don't even need to get it to level 10 to actually get the usefulness out of this item. The level 10 only gives you the extra attack and HP on the item, and it only gets boosted by about 300 from level 1 to 10, but that at level 1 to 10 is a lot of mithril farming. So this was the video, guys. Of course, at the end of it, do whatever the heck you want. This is a game. This is not, real life. You're not buying a car or anything. It's not big decisions. You can play it as you enjoy. You might want to do like 1,000 energy today and just go crazy on the forge. Do it. Like, I don't really care, guys. I'm just trying to give you guys some tips. This is just a cool one-on-one, maybe like me with the viewer. You're the viewer. Thank you guys so much, by the way, for supporting the channel. Past 3,000. We passed 3,000 subscribers on the channel. I can't thank you guys enough. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.